So appreciate everybody's time today. What I wanted to do is give you a high-level overview of who we are, what we're doing for high schools and high school athletics, and speak to our service plans and customization options. On a super high level, we have built a team of individuals of sports information directors, as well as a full support team, both on the IT side and graphics and social media side, to basically provide sports information department services for high schools. So someone may have or may not have heard of a sports information department at a college. So all colleges have a sports information department, and they handle all things with sports information at the school. They run the website, they run the social medias, all the way to media relations and a lot of things that won't ever get down to the collegiate level. But there's a vast variety of different things that the sports information departments serve for a college. So similar to the HR industry, when small businesses weren't able to hire a full-time HR person, and they were able to bundle HR services. That's similar to what we're doing here. We offer customized plans to the high school based on the specific needs and wants at the high school. Colleges average about 20 athletic teams across the board. High schools, you're looking at upwards of 40 to 50 schedules, rosters. So at the end of the day, there's more information that a high school has to put out than a college. And for whatever reason, the high school athletics has grown to where it's dependent on several people at the school. So at some of our schools, the athletic director is the one that has been placed the onus of handling all the sports information, whether it be, again, an athletics website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, amongst all the other duties and responsibilities that an athletic department has, dealing with facilities, keeping up with schedules, budget, ticketing, physicals, all the things that are on an athletic director's plates. Some schools have a combination of the athletic director, coaches, boosters, parents, all kind of pitching in, helping with putting out the sports information. And again, some schools, it's a combination of a website and social medias. Some schools just have a website. They haven't gotten into social media. Depending on the situation, that's where we look to, again, customize the solutions to fit the individual school's needs, wants, and wishes, and do it in a more affordable way than looking to hire a full-time person. And I'll speak to a couple of notes on that in just a minute. So once we have a meeting with a school to kind of discuss what their situation is, we start all of our programs and plans with the core servicing. And again, it's going to differentiate between school to school, but we have the capabilities of handling keeping up with all the team schedules. And I'm speaking to the website calendar, the athletics page, the athletics website, team apps, those type things, keeping up with the schedules across the board, varsity, JV, freshman teams, all the rosters, coaches directory, making sure that's updated on an annual basis, make sure all the athletic forms and documents and links are all connected and going to the appropriate places. Those things need to be updated on an ongoing basis. So if we're linking to ticketing, the state association, registration information, all the way down to the team specific, if it's an athletic site or if there's pages on the school website for the individual teams and there's team specific documents and links that need to be updated, we can handle that. Social media, there's a lot of schools that haven't gotten into the social media as much as they want to because of just the manpower issue or the facilitation of those things. That's where we want to start. We want to make sure that all the pain points in this area are handled. Then we can look at the next level. Next level, that's where we're getting into. So now that we've got the base of everything, that the website's updated, that the schedules are updated, everything that's publicly viewed is accurate and updated. Number one, you're going to get more people to bookmark that and go there first before calling the school or emailing the school. But we start looking at the content options. So as basic as putting out on a Monday morning, putting on the website and putting on the social medias, a graphic that has all the varsity events at the school. This is very commonplace. A lot of schools are leaning on this, do this a lot. Here's some examples of that. But we have schools that want to go even further. So as I go through the different content options, I'll summarize in a minute as far as the different packages. But again, keep in mind, everything is customizable based on your needs and your wants. We're not trying to take anyone's job. We're looking to get in to where we can fit in, to live out what the AD, what the booster clubs, what the principal, what everybody on board wants to see as far as the content being put out. Game day graphics. We have options for promoting your home events. Make sure that the ticketing link is put out when that's posted in the morning of each game. When we put that out on social media, make sure there's a link to the tickets specific to each sport, specific to each game. Home and away options, home and away neutral options. We've got some plans to where we incorporate next level services for the playoffs. Teams that are reaching, they're going far in the postseason. Athletic department information that needs to be put out. That's coming from the athletic department itself. So it's not team specific, it's overall. Sports physicals are this Saturday, promoting the media day that may be upcoming. Again, next level packaging goes down to the team level. So we make sure that we work with your coaches and the booster clubs at the school to make sure that the golf tournament's got a flyer, make sure that the parent information meeting, the tryouts, all that kind of stuff is being published and put out on this website, social media, where you want us to place it. We follow your lead. It's not our way. We want to establish how you want it, and then we follow through with that. So again, the content options, we've broken it into basically 4 different options here. Again, everything's customizable. So you may not want something that's in column 2, but you want something in the gold column, we can work with that. But these are the baseline. So the content, the core services, again, is going to be with everything across the board, because that's the stuff that needs to be updated annually, the documents, the links, the schedules. But the different content packages are basically, we're going to add that on to the core servicing, and when it's applicable, when it's ready for such. Bronze package, all varsity events on a weekly graphic, all playoffs. We've got option for if we want to do a player of the month or reactivate a player of the month. If you want to highlight or spotlight a coach each month. And then all AD articles, new hire articles. We hired a new baseball coach, or even logistic articles like, the lower parking lot's going to be closed for the game Friday night because of construction. All that type of information, we're going to handle it for you. Silver, you're talking about game day graphics for all home on-campus events. So it takes out things like tennis and golf. Wrestling sometimes is at a neutral site. Again, a baseline program. All graphics are posted again with any applicable ticket link. We realize that's also different between each school and each district and county. And then the silver also incorporates the team meeting graphics for your individual coaches to make sure that they've got their team meeting, their tryouts, their summer camp, all the team specific information and content that they want to put out. Gold package basically takes it from just home events to all events. So home, neutral, away, every event's going to have a game day graphic posted with applicable ticket link. This level also incorporates postseason recognition athlete awards graphics by request. So the soccer coach has three girls that made all region. We want to get a graphic for that. We got, signing day graphics, anything, all region, all county, all state, any kind of awards where we're wanting to actually promote and recognize the individual athletes themselves for their accomplishments. The platinum level, that's kind of our all-in package. By the way, as we move from the bronze, silver to gold, everything in the prior package is also incorporated. So the platinum is going to incorporate everything in the gold, silver, and bronze plus the platinum. So basically any graphic, all graphics. Everything is turned around in one business day, unless otherwise arranged. We've had some folks that are wanting to go ahead and get their football schedule graphic out this time of year. If we can pull it, flip it in one business day, that's great. If not, we'll just ask the coach, can I get it to you in the day after tomorrow, as we're, slammed with some spring stuff going on. But 24 hours turn, or same business day turn time, unless otherwise arranged. And then this is where we can get into the endless graphics, such as, player of the week. Again, for the teams, if they want to do player of the week, want to get a list of the birthdays of all the kids and have those ready to go. All of this, obviously, we're going to be putting things out on the social media, on the website, on the places that you want. We also have the ability, if the individual coach wants to be able to have those graphics for the week, for those 3 games that we created, we can email them accordingly on the Monday morning. They'll have their week worth of graphics, and they can take them and send them to the parents and put it on their own, their personal social medias, or however they want to use that. At the beginning of any content plan, we set up the easiest way to transact these options and requests. And basically it's just going to be, we've got a photographer who has the pictures. We obviously have the schedules, we have the game information, and we'll just make sure and set up the facilitation. We're trying to take things off everybody's plate, not create new areas that are the coaches and folks are going to have to step up. So there's a way we've figured out in every single school, the best practices as far as facilitating and carrying out all this. Again, based off a follow-up conversation, and to learn again what's in place, how can we help, and then how can we look at going forward. These plans are customized. Want to just wrap up real quick with just some high-level thoughts. There's a lot of layers to all of this stuff. We realize that this is kind of a mindset. We're kind of changing the narrative. This is not how things have been done. Some schools have gone out and hired people full-time. But as far as a high level, why work with SID services? Training, we're going to learn the logos, and we know the nuances of promoting content with athletics and things like, listing times and listing home and away opponents and things like that. So there's no training. We know we're well-versed in all things sports information. No salary commitment. We're not going to graduate. A lot of schools that have great plans in place and content is going out, it's based behind boosters or parents that may have different skill sets. Well, when their kids graduate, things can fall apart. We've seen a lot of areas where there was a lot of content or golf tournaments or things like that, and it was dependent on volunteers. That's not always a permanent ongoing. So this is an ongoing solution. We're not going to go to another school. Obviously there's ADs and coaches and position changes all the time. These are ongoing solutions. Again, once we have the facilitation set up at the beginning, we just do our job unless told differently, or things come up that are going to be one-off type things. It's been great to help athletic directors achieve their goals when they started at a school. These are 5 things I want to accomplish here as an athletic director. ADs are now, because they have the time to commit to such things, they're able to pull out those goals, and we're helping them with many of those. Same with booster clubs. Booster clubs are teams or coaches, principals, people that have vision for what they want, and they just haven't been able to put the resources or find the time. That's where we come into place. Some ongoing benefits. If this is something as an athletic director you install at your program and you retire in 3 years, things aren't going to fall apart. Your legacy will be left in place. The principal hiring that new athletic director position to replace you after your retirement, they are going to be able to hire an athletic director. They're going to be able to compete for the best AD out there for their school. This is a selling point to an athletic director. As athletic director, this is a selling point for you competing for coaches. If you're looking for a new volleyball coach and they're looking at your school and they're looking at another school across town, you mentioned, we've got great facilities, we've got great tradition, and we've got a sports information department. Oh, really? Yes, coach, all things. We're going to proactively be handling everything XYZ for you. If you want to do things, with your parents and booster clubs, that is absolutely fine. But we don't want anybody to go without because they can't find a good volunteer or a good parent to help them with that. So you're going to be able to compete with coaches. You're going to have your athletics, your teams, your coaches, everybody's going to be promoted and marketed unlike ever before. That constant engagement, people are going to bookmark, they're going to follow, they're going to like, they're going to forward, they're going to tell people about it. And then, of course, you're going to increase fandom and attendance. The local person that may follow on Twitter that kind of forgot about the game, but they saw a game day post, you might be able to up some attendance. There's some consulting roles that we play. We are not a vendor. We are a contractor providing services. We don't represent or sell you any more products. You've bought enough of those products over the years. But we do consult. Should we get another Twitter? Should we have an athletics dedicated Facebook? Those type questions that come up. What are our options for an athletics website? What are our options for team apps? Again, we're not going to sell you a product, but we would say, hey, what's your goals in a team app? And then based off that information, we have vetted out and have experience in schools that have used certain, so we can point you to the best solutions for certain things. We've helped many schools kind of redo their media kit, their sponsorship kits to kind of up the ante with that because they know the consistent content. They're going to be able to get more sponsors. If they need help with putting together a nice branded media kit to put out there, that's where we're here to help as well. Some bigger level things like getting started with an alumni association. We've recently had a lot of people ask about, could we help them do a golf tournament, those type things. So at the end of the day, again, what we're able to do is provide help first and foremost. Let's get in and let's stop the bleeding. Let's fix where things have fallen apart or need to be updated or lifted up here and there. Get that plan in place, and then let's start goaling. Let's look towards the future. Where can we go with this? What do you want to do with Mr. AD? What's your vision and all this kind of stuff? What's the overall school's vision? That's where the ongoing solutions, the shared ideas, there's just a lot of benefits to being able to tap into a resource that's, again, dependable, knows what they're doing, and they're going to represent you and promote you. At the end of the day, we're all come from high school athletics, either as coaches or working in the field in some form of fashion. We love high school athletics. We want to help as many coaches and athletic directors as humanly possible, and we have the resources to do that. And very excited about the future. We do have some programs to benefit, working with other schools. If you have some other individuals that you think may be of interest, but first and foremost, again, we want to fix what needs fixing, or maybe not fix, but we want to help where it's needed most. Then we can look towards the future. Again, I want to just thank everybody for joining.